Tunisia is a very important tourism destination in the Mediterranean area. Life is beautiful.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
if you make it beautiful, the main objective of FIJET is to promote tourism everywhere in the world. Well, it's the fate, my fate, and the fate of FIJET. During the next 5 years, after my 5 years, nobody was candidate. So I had to be candidate. We have many other assets of tourism. I created the first magazine, tourism magazine in Tunisia. If you don't have the politics between your hands, of course you cannot achieve your idea and you cannot make anything. I think that I am here in this world in order to do something, not only for myself, but for the others. My message is to save this world, because this world is nowadays surrounded by many, many dangers.
TV Sunday, the power of truth.
It's a great pleasure welcoming you, Tijani. Thank you
Thank
very much
you
for
very
making
much. I
time.
welcome you in Tunisia right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's an absolutely honor talking to you because you have a huge resume. You have contributed a lot. You have achieved a lot in your life. Already served as the Minister of Tourism in Tunisia and serving second term for FIJET International President. So, what is life in your opinion?
Life is beautiful.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
if you make it beautiful. I like working very hard, and
Working very hard. Yeah.
yeah, I
So,
have been here, for example, President of FIJET for
yes,
31
yes.
years.
Oh my
So
God. That's
that's
a
it.
massive. That's massive. So, Tizani, my question is goes from the visit because you have been already served a lot of time in this industry. What is the significance of visit as you are the president? How you would like to underline this thing?
Well, FIJET is a very, very old international association. And of course, the main objective of FIJET is to promote tourism everywhere in the world without any distinction, without any exclusion. And we have to do it everywhere, but not any kind of tourism. FIJET is promoting what we call today the tourism for everybody. That means that the tourism that can last for the coming generations. We have not to harm right now the assets of tourism and leave it to its to everybody. We are promoting what we call today durable tourism. That means that the tourism that respects the environment,
Of course,
tourism that profit to all population in any tourism destination,
any
not
tourism
only to the
destination.
stakeholders
Yeah.
tourism.
So one thing I would like to know that you took responsibility again as the president in the recent election. You elected as the president. So why do you think that you had to repeat it?
Well, it's the fate, my fate, and the fate of FIJET, because in 1992 we had a FIJET Congress in the United States of America. And at that time, I was only vice president of FIJET. And the president, the real president of FIJET, was the Spanish Sir Basayo. But during the opening ceremony, Basayo had a crisis, a heart crisis, a heart attack, I would say. And he had to return to Spain very urgently. And at that time, I took over and I became president of FIJET, but not official, because I was only vice president. And the year after, We had our Congress in Austria, and at that time, I was president of FIJET,
Yeah, of course.
officially.
So yeah, in recent election as well, you took the same responsibility.
Mhm.
Why do you think that you had to repeat?
Well, of course, normally, president of FIJET can stay 4 or 5 years only, president. But in each Congress, because we have elections each 5 years, but during the next 5 years, after my 5 years, nobody was candidate. So I had to be candidate again and again and again.
Oh yeah.
Last Congress was in Egypt last year.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't present
Yeah.
my candidature in order to leave, to open to everybody. But we were in the opening ceremony, in the election meeting of the board of directors. Nobody was candidate. I took over, and of course, I was elected again president of FIJET.
Yeah, I just said that this is the fortune of Fidget as well, because a personality like you who have been serving tourism industry since a long time and you are leading these organizations is something special. Thank you very much for your leadership, Tizani. You are one of the kind.
Thank you. Thank
So
you very much.
I would like to know something about your tenure regarding the tourism minister in Tunisia. You served already. So how you would like to recall those days when you were the minister?
Well, of course, Tunisia, first of all, is a very important and a lovely tourism destination. Why? Because Tunisia has a tourism product very diversified. We have the sea from the south to from the north to the south. We have cultural remains from many prestigious civilizations. We had the Romans, we had the Phoenicians, the French, of course, and the Romans. And every civilizations left in Tunisia their prints, and very important. This is for as a tourism product. Another thing is the Sahara, which is mostly exclusively for Tunisia, with Morocco and of course Algeria, even in the United States as a tourism destination.
Yeah.
And that's why Sahara is very important, because it's a winter season. In the winter season, you can come to Tunisia in order to enjoy the Sahara. And of course, we have many other assets of tourism. We have many remains from other civilizations, because tourism is very important for Tunisia, as you know.
What are the major marks you left during your tenure?
Well, first of all, I left the new classifications of hotels,
Oh, hotels.
because when I came as a president in the office, I found very old. And
Oh,
of course, tourism is changing, and the needs of the tourists is also changing. And that's why we have to adapt the classifications of hotels to the period where the tourism is. And that's why, I opened, the labor to for new classifications, and I succeed, to have new classification, which up to now is in Tunisia. Publicity, advertisement, and it's also the way of all those things are changing, and we have to adapt ourselves. We gained a lot of publicity from that gala. I also invited Maria Carey, the American, and she came to Tunisia and made a big gala, and I invited thousands of tourists who were in Tunis and in Tunisia to come and attend that big gala. So we have to adapt ourselves. All the means, all the methods are changing also, and we have to adapt ourselves,
Yes.
to that.
Yes, and Tizani, one of very significant fact that I don't want to miss is you've been one of the instrumental personality in the tourism industry in Mediterranean region and North America. So, how do you think the FIJET is contributing to foster tourism in this region?
With other leaders from Malta, we have created the Mediterranean Foundation, Mediterranean Foundation. And this because we have noticed that the Mediterranean Sea, which is very important for the tourist product, for not only for Tunisia but for all the countries who are around Mediterranean, it's in danger of pollution because a lot of kinds of pollution in the Mediterranean Sea, and we have to set up a Mediterranean strategy we have created together with the idea of MTF and for multi-tourist leaders. We have created that foundations, and I think it is doing now very well in order to have a certain, let people, feel with us that maybe we are losing the Mediterranean as a tourist product, and that's why we are doing. And if each year we are organizing with MTF, a forum, a very big forum, and of course the core of this forum is how to save Mediterranean Sea.
Of course, being as the president, I must have some curious to you about FIJET. This organization has a long history. It's almost 70 years promoting tourism around the world. But people still love to know more about it.
Yes.
Can you tell me something about how this organization operates and how big is the network? Likewise, what is the guiding principle of this organization?
The guiding idea is, of course, to do something in this life. And I would like to do something. And I have done, I think, something. Because if we stay not doing anything for the country where you are, and for a region and the area where you are, and for yourself, so this is not fruitful life. You have to work, and you have to work very hard. You have to understand all the problems, and you try to participate in solving any problems you can, solve. For example, in my life, I started as a journalist, and I created the first magazine, tourism magazine in Tunisia. I would say not only in Tunisia, but in the Maghreb. And then another FIJET members, created another one in Morocco. And of course, it's not enough. I had to also participate in politics, because if you don't have the the politics between your hands, of course you cannot achieve your idea and you cannot make anything. And that's why how I have been 15 years member of the Tunisian parliaments. And this is how I became Minister of Tourism in Tunisia. And this is why, because I think that I am here in this world in order to do something, not only for myself, but for the others. And I hope that I've done it for myself and also for others.
What you would like to tell people about Tunisia and why they need to visit?
I would say that Tunisia is a very important tourism destination in the Mediterranean area. It has a product different from other countries.
Mhm.
And of course, in Tunisia, you can find whatever you want. If you like sea, you have the sea, you have Sahara, you have sports, you can make sports, anything what you wanted to do, you have it in Tunisia. We have very good hotels, we have very good, I mean,
Something
other,
we can say that this is a great hospitality culture and amazing places to visit,
of
right? That
course,
makes the Tunisia one of the beautiful country and a most attractive touristic destination. So you are a part of Mediterranean as well, MTF. So can you tell me something about why Mediterranean is the important reason for tourists? What is the significance of Mediterranean, and why people should visit there?
well, the Mediterranean is the heart of the world because most valuable and prestigious civilizations came to the Mediterranean area. And they left, of course, as I said, with their prints in that area. And the situation, geographical situation of the Mediterranean, let Mediterranean area the as the center of the world. Of course, and we have many, many countries around the sea. And of course, we have very important assets to see, different from others. And the most important, that the Mediterranean are very good guests. This is very important for tourism.
Yes, at the end, as the president of FIJET International, would you mind to say something? Do you have any message to the audience?
Why my message is to save this world, because this world is nowadays surrounded by many, many dangers. I'm not going to say which kind of dangers we have, but I would say that we have many, many kind of dangers in this world, and they might be very dangerous for the whole world, not only for tourism. We need peace. We need to understand each other's. We need to help each other's. We need to understand the civilization of others.
Thank you very much for your time and opinion. Thank you for joining us, Tijani. It's a great pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
TV Sunday, the power of truth.